Hi, welcome back to Sportify, your youth sports show. We talk about youth in sport. My name is Rivaldo Kavanga and I'll be your host for today's show. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much for staying tuned, viewers. Again, my name is Rivaldo Kavanga and I am your host for today's show. So first in today's show, MTC had a press statement on Monday in which they basically spoke about the 2021 MTC Namibia Youth Games. What had happened was previously MTC held the Youth Games last year, but then athletes were subject to difficult circumstances. There was a shortage of food and mattresses. So this week MTC also the press statement in which they decided that they will be taking over the whole preparations to ensure that the 2021 Youth Games are excellent and smart to go. So I actually promised is MTC will take over the Youth Games and they'll prepare everything, meaning that the athletes are in for a wonderful 2021 Youth Sports Game. Watch the following video where Tim Ekanjo, the Chief Human Capital, talks about the following.
Good morning. Good morning. You all know that we had the inaugural MTC Namibia Youth Games in Fontaine and Grootfontein in December 2020. You are also aware that there were certain aspects that were reported about the event especially pertaining to accommodation and meals and a few other things that the athletes were not happy with, a few stakeholders were not happy with. And we are happy that the media has taken the liberty to report on these things. Now, in the interest of accountability, because MTC has naming rights to the event, and because we are partners with the Namibia Sports Commission, we have endeavored to set them down to understand what exactly happened at the event. Now you would know that in terms of PR, that once you have a bit of bad publicity and once it dies down, that you leave it there, you don't come and resurface it again, because otherwise people start writing about it again. But in the interest of accountability, I think it is important that we talk about what happened. So we had a sit down with the Namibia Sports Commission as our partners. Firstly, let me explain that with all our beneficiaries, sports beneficiaries, you know that we've announced quite a few beneficiaries last year. The approach that we take, especially with the new ones, is that we take an approach where we observe, especially for the first year, to understand and see how they do things, and then we would then say to them, these are the areas of improvement. And this is what we've done with all the sports codes and our events, where our teams will be on the ground, and they will then produce a report that we share with the sponsor beneficiaries to say, this is where we think you've gone wrong, this is where we think you've gone right, and these are the areas of improvement. Now, with the recently concluded youth games, we did the same. Not because of the media coverage, but because it is standard practice for us. And we had a very open and frank discussion with our partners in terms of what were the issues that did not go as was planned. I think we have agreed that there were some shortcomings that should have been planned much better if the planning process took place in advance. Our meeting was not about who is to blame. Our main concern was, if we are to hold the next games, what are the things that we want to give? Now, we know that we are dealing with very young athletes here. It's good to hear your child, being very far away and then getting messages from the kids saying we haven't eaten, or the food is not good, or we don't have mattresses and the likes. Because these are parents that are entrusting their kids in our care as event organizers, and we should take that responsibility very, very serious. So be that as it may, we have decided, jointly decided with the Namibia Sports Commission that we will plan actively be involved in the next event. That MTC will actively be involved in the next event. Its preparation of the event. We've also agreed that when it comes to the aspects of the game and the logistics, the Namibia Sports Commission will take care of the rules, the games, and how it is planned. And the MTC team, together with the Sports Commission, will then be dedicated in terms of taking care of accommodation, taking care of transport logistics, and meals as well, because those were the aspects that that did not go so well at the Redfond event. And we are doing so.
Our athletes have qualified for the Olympic Games now. Masilingi came from the 2018 edition, and Mboma came from the 2018 edition. And as such, I think that's where we started taking the talent of our youngsters. Yes, we had some challenges and some successes in 2020, the game that we hosted in Redfond. We did the postmortem report in January, a very thorough postmortem report that we consulted all the regional sports leaders from various regions. They could indicate to us about the successes and they could indicate to us about the challenges. Yes, in terms of the successes, well, the technical part of the games, they were impressed in terms of the technical part of the games. But in terms of the aspect of accommodation and the aspect of meals, yes, they said there were some few challenges, and those challenges have to be addressed. And as such, we also presented the same postmortem report to MTC, and we sat around the table and we realized one of the challenges that we experienced was the capacity in terms of the personnel that were assigned to the games. And we also had colleagues from MTC. We could not assign them responsibility at time, and they were ready to help us, to ensure that at least everything goes according to plan. Yes, we looked at all those aspects. We said, yes, we have got these 50% challenges, we have got these 50% successes. How best are we going to host, the games in 2021 that we are going to...
There was an amazing video from Team Ekanjo, and I'm sure I have trust in Team Ekanjo and the National Sports Commission, and I trust and I look forward to the MTC 2021 Youth Games. In our next news, we have the 400-meter race, and I mean, when I say 400-meter, I hope everyone knows what I'm talking about, because last weekend, two of our athletes broke the 400-meter world record. I mean, the 400-meter world record time. Firstly, we have Christine Mboma, who ran the 400-meter at 49.24 seconds, and we have Beatrice Masilingi, who also ran the same race, but at 49.53 seconds. And I mean, it's just amazing seeing Namibians going out there. The two athletes will also be participating in the 2021 Tokyo Games that was supposed to happen last year, but due to COVID-19, they were postponed to this year. And I'm sure we wish them all luck. Stay tuned as My Zone has an interview with Beatrice and Christine, and also to look at how Christine won her race. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm joined today by Beatrice and Christine, two of our athletes that broke the 400-meter record in Lusaka last week, and I must just say it's amazing to be with them. Good morning, ladies. So, firstly, how was it like actually breaking the record? I mean, I broke a record, I'd be all over the place. So, what was the feeling when you first broke the record?
Oh, well, it's a great feeling. I mean, it was unexpected, so everything came as a surprise. So it was, I was someone would say. It's very surprise, and it's a great thing, yes, to say. It's very nice.
Amazing. So there's word that you guys will be competing in the Tokyo Olympics. What are you guys doing to actually prepare for this?
We want to go this mode of training, so we're just gonna go work harder than before and try and see if we can, get there.
Definitely, and I mean, we all wish you the best. We do hope that you will break another record in Tokyo. We have our full support. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies.
Thank you very much.
There we go. No for start so far. It's in there. the first attempt of respect. Getting that one. The competition is really tough. As Beatrice from Namibia, you can look at anybody. This is Namibia now, taking a very big crowd to gentle, and here comes now the English. As we are aware, the English so good to this 400 meters again. Here comes Mboma from Namibia, this one is the one. There we go now. Look at him go. She's got a legs and where we go now. Namibia, Malawi, and where we go.
There was some exciting interview with Beatrice and Christine, and we wish them nothing but the best ahead of the Tokyo 2021 Olympic Games. But from us now at Spotify, that was the end of the show. See you next time.